Remember when seeing a Harley-Davidson on the road meant something? When every biker dreamed of owning one? When the sound of that V-twin engine symbolized freedom, rebellion, and the American dream? Well, those days are over. Today, Harley-Davidson isn't just losing sales, it's losing its soul. The bikes have gotten too expensive, the dealerships have turned greedy, and worst of all, the next generation simply doesn't care anymore. Harley is fighting for survival, and if things don't change soon, America's most legendary motorcycle brand might not make it through the next decade. So, how did it all go wrong? Who's taking Harley's place? And is there any way to bring the brand back from the brink? Let's get into it. The decline of a legend, Harley-Davidson's financial decline isn't just a rough patch. It's a full-blown crisis. Sales have dropped dramatically across the globe. In North America, once Harley's strongest market, dealerships are struggling to move inventory. Overseas, where Harley once found refuge in emerging markets like India and Southeast Asia, numbers are collapsing fast. The latest financial reports tell a grim story. Profit margins razor thin, production costs rising, and the company bleeding cash quarter after quarter. Harley isn't just in trouble, it's running out of road. But what's truly shocking is that Harley isn't just failing financially, it's failing culturally. The brand that once defined motorcycle identity has become trapped in the past while the rest of the industry races forward. The price problem. From working man's bike to luxury toy. Once upon a time, Harley-Davidson was the working man's motorcycle. It represented freedom, grit, and pride, a symbol of rebellion that anyone could afford. But somewhere along the way, Harley lost touch with its roots. Today, Harley-Davidson is a luxury brand, a status symbol rather than a passion purchase. The entry-level Harley Nightster starts at over $13,000, but after dealership markups, hidden fees, and taxes, you could be looking at nearly $17,000 before you even turn the key. Want a fully loaded touring model? That'll easily set you back between $25,000 and $40,000 depending on trim and dealer greed. And yes, greed is the right word. Harley dealerships have become notorious for outrageous markups and mandatory add-ons. Meanwhile, brands like Honda, Yamaha, and Indian are offering comparable performance and reliability for nearly half the cost. So why pay $35,000 for a Harley when you can get a tech-packed Honda or Indian for $15,000? The dream of owning a Harley, once attainable and thrilling, has become financially out of reach for most riders. Culture crash. The Harley Brotherhood is fading, but Harley's problems go beyond pricing. For decades, owning a Harley meant belonging to something special, a brotherhood. It wasn't just about the bike. It was about the culture. The leather jackets, the tattoos, the long rides on open highways. It was an identity, but that identity is starting to feel outdated. The younger generation doesn't want to join an exclusive club with rigid traditions. They don't care about biker gangs, patches, or the bad boy image. They want motorcycles that fit their own lifestyle. Modern, affordable, and inclusive. Instead of adapting, Harley has doubled down on exclusivity. Harley-only clubs, Harley-only events, and a marketing style that alienates everyone outside the tribe. While other brands are building welcoming communities, Harley is building walls. Events like the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, adventure rallies, and mixed brand meetups are thriving because they focus on the love of riding, not the logo on your tank. Harley still markets itself like it's 1985, all roaring engines, chrome, and rebellion. When today's riders are diverse, tech-savvy, and looking for experiences, not status. The aging rider base. Time is running out. Here's the harsh truth. Harley's most loyal customers are aging out. The baby boomers who built the Harley empire are retiring or giving up riding altogether. Many are selling their bikes, and fewer new riders are taking their place. Harley has failed to attract millennials and Gen Z riders, the future of motorcycling. These younger consumers want something lightweight, efficient, affordable, and stylish, and Harley doesn't have much to offer them. The bikes are heavy, expensive, and old-fashioned. For a generation raised on smartphones and electric cars, Harley's air-cooled engines and analog dials feel ancient. Meanwhile, Honda, Indian, And BMW are producing bikes that combine performance, technology, and design, winning over the very riders Harley desperately needs, the used market. Meltdown, there's another problem eating Harley alive, and it's coming from its own past success, the used market. Harley-Davidson motorcycles are known for their durability and timeless style, but that's now working against them. The market is flooded with gently used Harleys, garage-kept, low mileage, and loaded with accessories, selling for half the price of new models. Why pay $30,000 for a new road glide?
This is the one, guys.
When you can buy a 5-year-old version in pristine condition for $15,000. Harley's designs barely change year to year, so even older bikes look and ride almost the same. And since Harley's customers value heritage over innovation, most don't care about owning the latest model. The result? Dealers can't sell new bikes, used Harleys are everywhere, and Harley's production pipeline is choking. The technology gap. Here's another brutal reality. Harley is technologically outdated, while competitors have embraced liquid cooling, advanced electronics, and rider assist systems. Harley is still selling air-cooled dinosaurs dressed in chrome. Sure, they've made attempts at modernization, the Revolution Max engine, the Pan America, and the Livewire electric bike, but none have truly transformed the brand. Let's start with the Livewire. It was supposed to be Harley's big leap into the future, an all-electric motorcycle to attract younger, eco-conscious riders. But then came the $30,000 price tag. That instantly killed it. The very people Harley was trying to reach couldn't afford it, and the loyal Harley crowd didn't want it. Then there's the Pan America, Harley's first adventure bike, a genuine step forward. It was well-reviewed, packed with features, and actually capable off-road. But one good model can't save an entire company. The adventure segment is already dominated by BMW, KTM, and Honda, all offering better value and wider dealer support. And while Harley's Revolution Max engine is a solid platform, the company refuses to use it across its lineup. Most Harley models still rely on ancient air-cooled engines with limited performance and efficiency. It's like Harley is afraid of its own progress, too scared to modernize fully, yet too outdated to attract new riders. The economic reality check is, if things weren't bad enough, the economy is making Harley's problems worse. Inflation, rising interest rates, and stagnant wages have hit the middle class hard. Financing a $25,000 motorcycle today costs hundreds of dollars more per month than it did just a few years ago. Even die-hard Harley fans are thinking twice. When people are struggling to pay rent or fuel their cars, a luxury motorcycle becomes a dream they can't justify. Meanwhile, brands like Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Honda continue to thrive because they offer great bikes at realistic prices. A Yamaha Bolt or Honda Rebel can be yours for under $10,000, modern, stylish, and reliable. Once a rider chooses one of these alternatives, they rarely come back to Harley. A history of crisis, and why this time is different. Harley has been here before. Back in the late 1970s, the company was on the brink of collapse. Japanese manufacturers were dominating the market with cheaper, more reliable bikes, while Harley's reputation was sinking due to poor quality and outdated engineering. But Harley bounced back. The U.S. government imposed tariffs on imported motorcycles, giving Harley a chance to recover. The company restructured, improved its manufacturing, and built a powerful Made in America image that reconnected with the patriotic spirit of the time. By the late 1980s, Harley-Davidson had rebuilt its empire, riding high on nostalgia and American pride. But today's crisis is different. There's no easy fix. Tariffs won't help, and nostalgia doesn't sell to a generation raised on innovation and diversity. The market has evolved, but Harley hasn't. The rise of Indian motorcycles and the new kings of cruising. If Harley falls, who takes the throne? The answer is already here. Indian motorcycles. Once a rival brand that disappeared in the 1950s, Indian was revived by Polaris Industries in 2011. And they've done it right. Instead of copying Harley, Indian modernized the American cruiser. Their bikes offer classic style but with better performance. liquid-cooled engines, modern electronics, and competitive pricing. Models like the Indian Challenger and Indian Scout have become serious threats to Harley's dominance. They're lighter, faster, more comfortable, and crucially, more affordable. Many lifelong Harley riders, frustrated with rising prices and poor dealership experiences, are switching to Indian and never looking back. And it's not just Indian. BMW, Honda, and Triumph are capturing riders who value performance, reliability, and design over brand legacy. Even Ducati is attracting younger riders who once would have dreamed of a Harley, but now want something sleek and modern. The truth is, the throne is already being taken. What Harley must do to survive, so? Can Harley still turn things around? Maybe. But time is running out. Here's what they must do to survive. Fix the pricing. Harley needs to stop pricing itself out of reach. They must create affordable models for new riders without sacrificing quality or style. A modern mid-range Harley at $10,000 could change everything. 2. Modernize the lineup. Commit to innovation across the board. Every bike in Harley's lineup should feature modern engines, lightweight frames, and advanced rider tech. Stop clinging to air-cooled nostalgia. It's time to evolve. Clean up the dealerships. Dealership greed is killing the brand. Harley must enforce transparent pricing, eliminate predatory markups, and make dealerships customer-friendly again. Buying a Harley should feel exciting, not like getting ripped off. Change the marketing. It's time to stop selling rebellion and start selling reality. Highlight real riders from all walks of life. Focus on freedom, adventure, and quality, not just leather jackets and noise. The next generation wants authenticity, not attitude. If Harley fails to make these changes, the writing is on the wall. Sales will continue to drop. Dealerships will close, and the loyal fan base that carried Harley for decades will fade away. Harley-Davidson, the brand that once defined American motorcycling, could become a memory. Final thoughts. So, what do you think? Can Harley-Davidson still turn this around? Will they finally modernize, lower their prices, and win back riders? Or are we witnessing the slow, inevitable death of America's most iconic motorcycle brand? And if Harley disappears, who do you think will take their place? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Crazy Biker for more deep dives into the biggest shifts in the motorcycle world. This is Crazy Biker, and I'll see you on the next ride.